Today is December 13th, 2023. My name is Melissa Ackerman, and I will be interviewing Sandy Gorman at the Legacy Midtown Park. Hi, Sandy. How are you today?
I'm good.
Will you tell me about your family, parents, grandparents, if you know about them?
Well, my grandparents, I didn't know except my grandfather, who, when we moved to Texas, he was already sick. And I was almost 10 when we moved to Dallas from Cleveland, Ohio. So I really didn't get to know my grandparents. But I know my dad's parents moved from Poland, and my mother's parents moved from Hungary. But that's all I know. I never got to really speak to them. I was too young.
And so, where did you grow up?
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. Lived there until I was almost 10. My dad wanted to get out of the cold weather, so we picked up probably right before Thanksgiving, moved to Dallas. He had some friends here. They were brothers, L.J. LeSueur, Sid LeSueur, and George LeSueur.
And what year was that, roughly?
1940. We moved the end of 1944, and I turned 10 January 1945.
And you went to school here?
Went to Bradfield Elementary.
What part of town was that?
That's Highland Park, right near Highland Park Village.
Mm-hmm.
And then went to Highland Park Junior High. And we lived out of the district of Highland Park High School when it was my time to go. So my parents had to pay a tuition. I was supposed to go to North Dallas High School, and that was further. We lived at the end of Lover's Lane and Midway Road. And we lived right near Love Field's old terminal. We could walk to the old Love Field terminal from where we lived.
Did you hear a lot of airplanes flying over all the time?
Yes, and there was one crash near us, but not. Not.
Do you have any siblings?
I have a sister who is still living. She's 95, and she lives at Legacy Skilled Nursing.
At this Legacy?
This Legacy, and I can walk to see her.
Nice, okay.
And my brother lived to 85. He was 3 years older than I. His Ivan Zuckerman. And my maiden name was Zuckerman, Sandra Lois Zuckerman. And I was always the last in my class. They sat you alphabetically, so I was always in the back. And I was so glad to become a G, Gorman.
So, did you go to college?
No, I did not. I graduated in 1953. I worked for 6 months for Jackie and Barney Bedeau. I was their first secretary. They had a manufacturing company of junior clothes. Worked there 6 months and got married in 1953.
How'd you meet your husband?
Well, it was kind of a blind date. It was a Sweet 16 birthday party. It was Adrienne Singer, who lives now in Chicago. She's still living. And back in those days, they sent out invitations, and they would invite you and say your date is so-and-so.
Oh, they matched you up ahead of time?
Yes, ahead of time. And so when Dan came to it took him a long time to call me to tell me he was picking me up. Finally, he came and picked me up, and I don't know if we hit it off because he stared at me and I stared at him.
And how old were you at that point?
I was 16, almost 17.
Okay, so, and how long did you go out together?
He went to SMU. He moved here from New York and went to SMU, and he graduated in 52. And we got married in 53, and we will be celebrating our 70th wedding anniversary December 27th.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes.
You brought some pictures?
I brought some pictures.
You have any of your wedding pictures?
Yes, I did. But I have some pictures of when I was younger.
Oh, we'd love to see them. So you got married here in Dallas?
Yes, it's not at Jefferson Hotel, which was across from the railroad terminal.
Was it downtown?
Downtown Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very small wedding. It was a 4 o'clock wedding, and we just had cake and punch, and just very few people.
Actually, maybe we'll look at the pictures at the end. So we'll talk and then we'll look at them. So did your family belong to a synagogue when you were growing up?
They joined Cherith Israel, and at that time they didn't have a Sunday school, so I did went to Temple Emmanuel. This is the old Temple Emmanuel, and
Okay, lift it up.
this is consecrated.
Oh, the little first grade?
Do they still do that?
Yeah, a lot of the congregations do, I think.
Well, I wasn't in first grade, but I guess I wasn't ever consecrated.
Okay.
Anyways, this is me at the end. And so
Okay.
I guess I was 10 years old.
Yeah. Well, the other ones look like they're like
little.
first graders, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't remember why
Okay.
they
So you participated in Emmanuel,
only
the religious
for
school, Sunday school.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Cherith Israel, started Sunday school, and this is our confirmation picture.
Okay. So you were about 16?
16.
Okay.
And,
Look how beautiful that is. Very formal looking.
Yeah. So Susie Ablon is on here, and she lives here at Legacy Assisted Living.
Okay.
She was Sister Rubik.
Sister Steinberg?
Steinberg is on
She's here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll look at them a little bit closer, and I'll put them so that the camera can really focus in on those. So that was your confirmation, and that
Yes.
was right around the
That
time
was
you
at
met your
Cherith
husband?
Israel.
Okay. And you were 16 when you met your husband?
Yes.
And so how old were you when you got married?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Okay. And a small, yeah.
So and then a year later we had our first child, a daughter, Deborah Gorman.
Uh-huh.
And then 3 years later we had a son, Howard Gorman.
So 2 kids?
That's our family. Debbie was married for a short time, and she had twin boys who are now 31 years old, Jason and Justin,
Where do they live?
in Plano. No, McKinney.
It's in the Dallas
Yeah.
area. Mm-hmm.
And that's the only family I have.
But where does your son live?
He lives in Dallas.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
have a lot of people here.
He's a builder, home builder,
Mm-hmm.
and he's built several homes here for people I know that live here, their children.
Oh, okay. So do you get to see your family a lot, your kids a lot?
Yes. Yeah, they come. They like to come here to eat at Legacy,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have us, or we go out for dinner.
Were you involved in any Jewish organizations?
I was in BBG, Jenny Zesmir, and loved it. Yeah, went to all these dances, and then I was in B'nai B'rith, and I'm still in Hadassah. I'm still in B'nai. They changed their name, and I'm still in Hadassah. I was active. I was more active when I was younger, but I'm right now. I'm just a member.
But you do a lot of things. So, did you have any other jobs, or were you at home raising your kids?
Well, I worked. My husband would bring me work. He's a CPA,
Okay.
and he would bring me some work home that I could do at home.
Okay.
And
Accounting. work?
Accounting,
Okay.
yeah. And then when the kids got older, I went to his office, and I worked there for 25 years. It was Lane Gorman Trubit, CPAs, and I worked there. I didn't know anything about the computer. They taught me
And what kind of things did you do?
just detail work, entering checks and
Did you enjoy that?
bank recs. Yeah, I did. I like working with numbers. Yeah,
Okay.
so that was fun.
And when you first met your husband, what was he like?
Well, I was very shy and quiet, so he didn't mind me not talking that much, and so we were both not really big talkers. So, but we liked each other's company. He was a great dancer.
Do you like to dance?
Yeah, and that's what we had. This was this invitation that we were invited to for the Sweet 16. It was at the Chalet restaurant in Lakewood, and it was dinner and dancing, which they don't have too
They don't
many
do that
yet.
anymore so much.
So it was very nice. and I didn't know if he was, I didn't know he was such a good dancer, and yeah, so we hit it off good.
And did you dance a lot?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we went dancing a lot. Yeah, Luann's and parties. Yeah.
Do you have any other hobbies?
No, I did do some ceramics and knitting.
Mm-hmm.
I took up knitting and I knitted some dresses and don't have them anymore, but that's,
Do they have a knitting club here?
yes,
They
they
have
do.
one
but
out at the
They
other
did.
embassy.
I don't know if they still have it
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do much
Okay. What kind of things do you do to spend your time now?
exercising. We go to a lot of the classes here, and just whatever they offer, I sign up for.
When did you move in here?
We were one of the 5 first apartments to move in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
We moved February 26th at the Legacy.
Mhm.
I watched it being built. We came to the groundbreaking, and in fact, Carol Aaron called me and said, get on the list. And we did. And so I talked to Dana. And before we moved in our apartment, I felt like I was already living there because we had it on, like a map of it.
You picked the apartment that you wanted?
Yes. And it has a terrace. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So what part of town did you live in when you were raising your family?
When we first got married, we lived in San Antonio because Dan still had 6 months of the Air Force, and he was stationed in San Antonio. So we lived there for 6 months, and then we moved until we built a GI home in Casa View, and we lived there 7 years.
Where's Casa View?
It's near Casa Linda.
Okay, near Lakewood area, or
Kind of near Garland.
Okay.
We weren't too far from
it was like the Arboretum.
Golden Acres.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, not too far from Golden Acres. And we lived there 7 years, and then we rented a home for 4 years until we built our home on Mimosa and Bodecker, right near where the Legacy is now, not too
Right.
far.
So where did your kids go to school when they were
They
growing
went
up?
to Franklin Junior High. First they went to Preston Hollow. Then we lived right behind Franklin Junior High and Hillcrest High School.
Were you involved in PTA
Not really, no,
just-
because I was working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did they do some sports, or did they do
No,
BBYO or anything like
yeah,
that?
they were in BBG and AZA, but they weren't very active. My son became not a beau, but
A nom.
a nom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And did you you and your husband belong to a synagogue?
the Temple Emmanuel. Yes, we first joined Tifereth Israel because we liked the rabbi, and he was called the Holy Roller because he loved to bowl.
Oh.
And I can't think, right now his name doesn't come to me, but that was at Tifereth. And then when he left, we decided to come to Temple Emmanuel, and we've been at Temple ever since. And both Debbie got confirmed and Howard got bar mitzvahed. And we became very close to Rabbi Klein. And we're still members of Temple. And I'm a volunteer. I try to volunteer for different things to do at Temple. And I belong to their sisterhood.
And have you seen the Jewish community change over the years?
Yes, like I used to belong, we used to go to the J all the time for exercise. I went almost every day. Edie Jones was there, and she was the instructor, and loved going there. And I don't know I'm trying to think what happened. Oh, we moved away, I think. And we moved from being on Mimosa and Bodecker, we moved to Heritage Ranch, which is an active adult community in Fairview.
Oh, okay.
And that's about 25 miles from where the Legacy is now.
Right. And how long were you there?
21 years.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
Once
came
your kids
here.
were grown, and did
Oh,
you
they were
downsize?
gone. Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
downsized, and this was a 55 and older adult community. It was built around a golf course, and Dan was playing golf back then and tennis, and we just wanted to be near a community.
How'd you like
And
it?
loved it, yeah. Got very active. They had a talent show, a variety show, and we were in it every year.
What'd you do?
Just stand up,
Really?
just reading
Uh-huh.
stuff. And I never had tap dance before, and I took up tap dancing, and we were in the show. We did. So that was fun.
Do you have a lot of friends out there?
Yes, I still go out there for lunches.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
and played mahjong and bridge out there, and
You still play Maj and
yes,
bridge here?
bridge and canasta.
You
Yes.
can be playing that practically every hour of the day if you want to.
It's very busy here. Yes.
Hmm.
So
So when you moved in here, you were some of the first ones, but have you known a lot of the people as they've
not
moved
re-
in?
Oh, just met him. No, we became very close with Buddy and Renee Gilbert because we knew them before. We were in a Temple couples club, and Dan and I were treasurers for years and years and years until the club until we ended it.
Hmm.
And so I knew Buddy and Renee. They were really the only couple that we really knew, but we're meeting new people every day, and we try to make arrangements to have dinner and meet the new couples as they come in.
Hmm.
So it's just a
You enjoy
great
living
place.
here?
Yes.
It's a nice
Yes.
place.
Very homey.
Hmm. Everybody's very friendly, and it's a nice place.
Yes.
So, are there any particular things that you're most proud of from during your life?
Can't think of anything.
Are there any things that you want me to ask about, or you want to tell about before we wrap up?
Well, I just want to say, being brought up here when we first moved, I really missed my family because my dad had a large family, 5 sisters and 2 brothers. And my mother had the opposite, 5 brothers and 2 sisters. So we had a lot of aunts and uncles. So when we moved here, and we were very close.
Did they stay in the Midwest area?
They stayed in Cleveland. And
Oh.
when we moved here, it was sad being a young girl, missing cousins and aunts and uncles.
Did you get together with them a lot over the years?
Oh, yes. That's what was so sad about moving here.
Mm-hmm.
And we had no family here.
Mm-hmm.
The LeSueurs made us feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And, but what was I going to say? There was hardly any transportation where we lived because it was the end of Lover's Lane and Midway Road. And so a lot of times we had to walk to the bus
Mm-hmm.
to find a bus. And so that was different. And then another thing, when we moved here, we were used to being with black people. And
In
in Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
And one of my girlfriends, Barbara, who lived across the street, she was a black young girl. And when we came here, we'd get on the bus, and you would be charged $25 if you sat by a black person.
Really?
And then they had, you couldn't drink, there was
Different water fountains?
different water fountain. We were not used to that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was different.
Yeah. Very different. So, anything else that you want to talk about, or you want to show some of these pictures that you have?
No,
Show me a picture of you on your wedding, at your wedding.
Think of where our wedding picture is. I have of the family. Trying to find John and me.
I bet you're in there somewhere.
Well, I'm in here, but I can't find Dan and me together. Oh, I don't know where it is.
I bet you're.
Well, here's
Right there's it.
here's one. This is
Okay, can you bring it up a little bit closer so we can see it? Oh, wait. Let's see. Let's move it down. So. Well, y'all are a great looking couple. You're so pretty. That's wonderful. What year was that you got married?
1953, December of 1953.
Okay.
And I'm wearing my sister's wedding dress, and everything was borrowed. And my veil was from Jackie LeSueur Bedeau Prager. She was married to Jerry, not Jerry Prager, but not Prager.
I know the name.
And so everything was borrowed. And it was a beautiful dress. It was an ice blue color. It was very pretty. And we were in Jackie's wedding. This is my parents and my brother and sister. And that was back probably
Parents. The brother. Oh,
maybe 1948, something like that.
And this was it. Was it the
This was a wedding.
A different
we were
wedding.
in.
Okay. Yes, you're younger.
Yeah.
Very nice. And what year do you think this was?
I think this must have been about 1948.
Okay.
Oh, that's another thing. When we first moved down here, my dad opened up a hamburger restaurant across from SMU in Snyder Plaza.
What was it called?
It was called the White Spot. And this was back in 1945, and it was right after the war, and it was hard to get sugar and chocolate, and so he was only open about a year, where it was too hard to get the supplies, but he made his own ice cream, and it was so good. And my brother was a soda jerk, and my sister and I would go to the movies because across from us was the Varsity Theater.
Okay.
And there was also a fountain in the middle of Snyder Plaza,
Okay.
where they had water.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And sometimes in the summer, we just sit there and stick our feet in the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And this is back 1945. So Snyder Plaza was, a great place to be.
Yes, I bet. So what did your father do after he had to close the restaurant?
Then he worked for Irwin Waldman and the Polikoffs in auto supply, and he traveled on the road. So I would go with him one summer when I was out of school, and we went to all these little Texas towns. And I happened to, we were in San Marcos, and I happened to drop a bottle of Coke, and I went down to pick up the glass, and it went in my knee.
Oh, no.
I have a scar from that. We found a doctor. My dad carried me up all the flight of steps to the doctor's, and they put clamps
Oh, my
on
God.
my knee, and that's how I remember
Oh.
our trip.
So you went like in the summer?
In the summer when I was out of school.
And
yeah.
did he travel on the road and stay gone for a good while when he was
well,
traveling?
He did that for a while, and then L&L Manufacturing Company, that was the LeSueurs, who were friends that we moved down for. Then he ended up being their shipping, the head of the shipping department in their manufacturing company until he retired.
And he was here.
He died very young. He had surgery that had complications, and he was only 67.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he passed away.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I really
Yes.
enjoyed it, Sandy.
Okay.
Thank you
well,
very much.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good.